Good afternoon, folks. We are live and up and running once again. Let me get everything properly switched over and we will jump back into more Warriors Abyss. Alright, video should be up. We are running through the same royalty-free playlist as last time. I'll leave the volume about there. If I need to tweak it, I can adjust it as necessary. Okay. We are going to pick up exactly where we left off previously. I have done a bit of grinding off stream. I'm still in the process of doing the training hall missions. So maybe at some point we can go in here. Maybe we'll take Hayabusa in here. I was working on clearing another one. I was working on Charm, but I'd just gotten started on that run. So I just quit out of it so we could start over proper. But there's still, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more to go before we unlock all of the cumulative level upgrades. Of note, you can see one of these has a gold trophy. If we go to just the main overview, I'll figure out what I'm going to start with for the runs today. Off stream, for the first time on this particular save, I'd done this on the Switch when I was playing through the game originally, but I was able to complete Traversal level 6. When we were running this in the first session last time, I had only cleared up to Traversal level 5, and I hadn't attempted 6 yet. So I took Hayabusa in there, and I was able to beat 6. It did take a while, but I got somewhat lucky with RNG in the builds, and it wasn't too bad. Traversal level 6 is going to be a work in progress. I don't want to work on farming this one on stream until I have the majority of the cast upgraded with their weapons and upgraded with Transcendence. I think that'll make it a bit easier. But we now have it unlocked. And one thing that I'd like to build towards down the road, and we'll see how long it takes before we get enough upgrades to make it possible. I found out, this was posted on the subreddit about a week or so ago, there's a hidden difficulty that I don't think was specified in any of the patch notes. If we go to Traversal level 6 and hit down 5 times with a character that's cleared it before, then it turns red. That's a hidden secret Traversal level 6 mode, which is just like nightmare mode. It makes everything much more difficult. I've never tried it since I just cleared regular 6, but apparently you don't really get anything for beating it, but it's kind of like the ultimate challenge mode in the game right now, and it goes kind of bananas from what people were saying. But I think what we could do first, I'm trying to figure out which of the heroes I want to focus on next. Right now, Hayabusa is mostly maxed out, and he's the one I've been using to unlock everything and beat the training challenges up to Traversal level 5. He isn't completely maxed out on cumulative level because I just unlocked the last set of 10 additional levels on the max, but he will by the time I beat it again with him. But if we look at, let me go to the Tree of Souls. If we kind of scroll through, I've definitely unlocked more weapons just doing runs. I haven't spent any money on them since the last time I streamed this. If we look in the upper right, I've been slowly stockpiling more of the Karma Embers. We're now up to 1.2 million, which is a decent amount, and I've just mostly been trying to figure out who I want to focus on building next, and whether or not I'm going to invest in their Transcendence level or unlock their weapon for the first upgrade, and if I'm going to invest in boosting their cumulative level, since based on my testing, unless you play very, very well with a new character that's, let's say you have some like Sima Zhao, 0 cumulative level with a unlocked weapon and a Transcendence upgrade, it's still a little bit dodgy on traversal level 5. I think that character can clear 3 and below very easily, but 5, just trying a fully upgraded character with no cumulative levels and no permanent stat boosts, I've died a few times. And so I think I'd want to get a new character that I'm looking to build out, maybe to cumulative level 200 to start. And that should let me get through traversal level 5 relatively easily. But I haven't quite decided who I want to take in next. There are some characters in the overall roster for Warriors Abyss that gear themselves well towards certain types of builds. I think when we were looking at this for the first time last session, I mentioned this dude, Naomasa Ii. He can be built towards a summon spam type of layout, which is pretty fun. I've done that in my old save, but he requires a decent amount of upgrades, maybe not full cumulative level to clear T5, but he needs his weapon and he needs his Transcendence. And if you're going to pair him with someone who can summon spam, you need to have that character at least upgraded with their weapon to make it really that functional. So the build that I've used before that's pretty fun, and I'll show it off once I get the chance to build towards it, uses Naomasa, and it uses Ryza up here. And that's because of Ryza's Heaven's Quasar. Heaven's Quasar will auto-summon, I think I showed this before, but I'll recap. When she's on the formation, any other hero that has Flower of War as their emblem will pop out at once when she procs her summon. So if you put her in the first slot for like C1 and you summon her, when Heaven's Quasar has been activated, she will pop out and then she'll bring out everybody else and everyone will throw their attacks at once, kind of like an assemble. And it's pretty strong to have everyone throwing their attacks at once. And if you build properly, like you pair Ryza, if you get Sophie within the other Atelier characters, if you get Sophie on the same team as well, her unique tactics is Law of Perfusion, and that shortens cooldown by 20% and ups attack at 20% for anyone with Flower of War. So you put her and Ryza on the same team and you fill the rest of your 6 slots with other heroes that have Flower of War. So maybe someone like Ina. Who else? You can get Yumiya, who's also from the Atelier games. Maybe someone like Xing Tsai. Any of the characters that have Flower of War. You get them on the same formation with Ryza and Sophie, and you get all their tactics activated. Then you're throwing out 6 summons at once. And Naomasa is interesting because his weapon, I believe it is, not his innate skill, his weapon allows him to decrease cooldown every time he inflicts burn. And so if you have his weapon unlocked along with his Transcendence, which it upgrades a couple of his parameters, I don't remember which, but if you get him fully upgraded and you throw him on the leader with the summon spam team, you can get it so that you're summoning constantly. You don't even have to really attack. You can just keep throwing out the summons by doing like C1, which is just light attack plus heavy, and then summon. And then you could spam your entire team, and it does some really nutty things damage-wise. That type of build is why one of the reasons why I switched from the original Switch version I was playing to this. Because when you start getting in the higher level difficulties, and you're throwing out your entire team in summon spam back to back to back, then the game just completely implodes on the Switch with its frame rate. And so I haven't gotten a summon spam build going since we're still unlocking everyone's upgrades, but I imagine it will be at least steady here on the Steam version. So what to do? I guess let's test out Naomasa. I'm not specifically stockpiling all of the Ember upgrades just to get a certain amount. So what we'll do is we'll unlock his weapon. Normally I try and get them on runs, but that's fine. I can afford it. So his one is Maitreya, and I can explain what it does now that I can see its effects. Okay, so Maitreya cuts 1 second from the cooldown timer when you inflict burn. And it also charges Musou by 1% when you destroy enemy projectiles, which is kind of whatever. And then his tactic, Red Armor of the E, boosts the Sword Dance summon skill by 100%. This is when you have him on your team as a summon. So if we transcend him... Okay, Tokugawa's new star, which is his default skill, will be upgraded. His weapon gets upgraded, his summon skill gets upgraded, his attack will increase by 50%, and his status will be enhanced. So now, on his Tokugawa's new star base skill, now his attack goes up by 12% for every Tokugawa emblem, and it increases his flame emblems by 50%, so he builds them faster. On his weapon, now it's from 1 to 2 seconds. 2 seconds off summon cooldown every time you burn is pretty nuts if you have high element and you're throwing out burns all over the place. And then Musou gauge goes up by 3% when you destroy enemy projectiles. And on his summon, I think it's 20% increase on the summon sword. Okay. So let's do this, since I want to build towards having a fully functional summon spam group of characters. I'm gonna at least upgrade Ryza, because I can't remember what her weapon does. Or at least transcend Ryza, because I think it makes the overall damage on Heaven's Quasar, which is what we're concerned about. I wouldn't mind playing through her as a main at some point, but we want to get boosts to Heaven's Quasar. I think her Transcendence lowers the requirements to activate it. So right now it's just throws out simultaneous summons at once, but if we, and it's 8 fire, 3 ice. So if we get her weapon, because we can't transcend without getting that upgraded or unlocked. Transcend her. Now it's 8 and 3. Okay, so the activation condition goes down. Her weapon, Celestial Seeker, increases attack by 7% for every Flower War emblem. I don't think you get the weapon bonus for summons. That I haven't concretely figured out yet. But either way, she has that unlocked now. Oh, I didn't look to see if her upgrade conditions went down 2 and 5. Nope, I think it's just her activation conditions. It goes from 8 to 6. And with Naomasa, we'll get 6 fire very quickly. 6 fire, 3 ice emblems, and then that unlocks her attack. Alright, Sophie, we can upgrade her later. So I think to test, since I do want to kind of remember Naomasa's moveset. We'll go through on a regular run. That was no later. But we'll go on T3 just to be a little safe since I don't want to waste my time. I'll throw them on favorites. Oh. I won't matter. I need to remember to change my Record of Sin to the tomes that you can equip that have permanent abilities. I'll want one a little more specific to his build, probably Charm. Though that might be the one that I hadn't unlocked yet, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So I'm been used to gunning for skill as soon as possible, but for summon spam, I think we want to go charm priority. It'll depend on how the RNG gives us our heroes too. And we definitely want to focus on getting fire. Fire and charm initially, I think, is where we want to go. Fire, charm, / getting Flowers of War characters. Okay, we'll take Ina. She has a good skill in general, which should be our first one, Flowers of War. And I guess just to real quickly talk through Naomasa's actual moveset, he uses like a halberd type weapon, bladed polearm. He's not super quick. I'd say he's faster than average, but his moveset's cool. Even if I wasn't playing Summon Spam, in general, he's a fun character. Pretty agile. He covers the ground pretty quickly. Give him some speed upgrades for his mobility and get him up to at least second tier attack speed with skill, and he can cut through waves pretty quickly. Okay. Right now our chance to proc burn is going to be low. But the more we upgrade our fire, the better. Okay. Vigor is not going to be as important, but speed will definitely be helpful. Jurong doesn't have Flower of War, but we'll take the speed and the fire. And if we get... Actually, I could have reset there. If I get another fire or ice tree, I'm going to try and reset till I get Ryza. I want her on the team as soon as possible. Okay, we'll go skill, charm. It would be cool if at some point we get the ability to either pin characters that are guaranteed to show up, or banish some that we want out of the pool. I wonder if they'll ever add that particular feature so we can basically zero in on the builds that we want. Okay. We get Naotora, that's his mom. Adopted mom. Or we go Da Qiao. Let's go Naotora. She's easier to upgrade, plus she gets an upgrade from being on the same team as Naomasa. Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna grab, this is a free skill orb. I'm gonna grab ice since we haven't seen ice come up yet. And I only need 3. A couple times when I was running through this on Switch, I got lucky with my RNG drops, and I was able to get Ryza and a couple of the Flowers of War, and everything set up before the first boss. I don't think I'm going to be that lucky this time. We'll see. We can get Guan Yin Ping, though, which gets us more fire. Okay. That gets us 3 characters with Flower of War. I believe Namasa's weapon ability for decreasing summon cooldown, I believe it works on both the special quick summon additional timer cooldown and the regular one. Here's his Musou. Flaming dive kick we're doing. Okay, let's see. We can get some Shangjiang. She's also Flower of War, Wind Element, and she's got skill. Okay, that means we only need 2 more Flower of War characters. Technically 1. We need Ryza plus 1 more. And that'll be our full team for now. Okay, we'll go skill and ice. That gets us our ice requirement. Just need to focus on fire and getting Ryza on the team. Farming T5 for so long. Forgot what it's like to fight some of these bosses when they're at the lower stat thresholds. Oh. Couldn't quite one shot. That'll do it though. Alright, treasure-wise, we're going to need to be keeping our eyes out for some certain specific types. Namely, if we can, we want to get either Red Hair or Matsukaze, which are the cooldown reductions on 1, 3, and 5, or 2, 4, and 6 slots. None of these are really that useful. I guess we can take Agar Wood. Would get us power up saplings to boost skills. I guess that's the best option here. Bronze Bird would be alright. I'll take Agar Wood. Overall, not great options. we'll go. We'll go skill. I want to be able to swing faster. Vigor. We'll go Guan Yu. Since that should activate Yin Ping's special. That's her dad. Still need to watch out for a fire ice tree. Try and roll for Ryza. Ideally, we want to get her on the team here in the second zone. To really make the most of how I've built so far. I like the range on Naomasa's Musou. I don't like how long it takes him to charge up and do the kick. It's a little bit slower, but it's effective for clearing out a path. Okay. This gets us up to 7. Okay. One more fire, one more ice, but we still need Ryza. There's ice. Let's see. Let me double check my formation here. We need one more Flower of War. I need to transcend Da Qiao at some point. I think she picks up another emblem when you do that. But she does have Flower of War. And we need her sister. That's fine. We'll do that. And I'll throw her on the team. Then we just need Ryza in the last slot. What I'll probably do is swap Ryza into slot number 1, assuming I get her. Still, we're doing decent damage. Stuff is not gonna stop us too much on T3. But we got our first condition done. Fire. We need one more ice. There we go. One more. There we go. Okay, we'll go. Normally, I would go for mature. Nah, maybe I should get Sanada. I was gonna say I can get my last ice emblem with Azai, but I think this is overall better in general. Try and get ice on the next floor. Okay, assemble duration up. Ooh. There's Hayabusa. This guy is, I think, pretty much just a guaranteed get if he ever shows up in your rotation. Four emblems is pretty nice. All of them are useful. But he's benched for now. Go range up. Vigor is still useful if we can get it, since it'll give Naomasa some range upgrades and also up his damage, which is good in general. It'll kind of be like our backup. If I get really unlucky with RNG and I can't get Ryza, which is not super likely, but it might be. I have to wait till the end. But if we have to go with Naomasa just as the main damage dealer, we can. Might be able to get Sophie. She does have a chance to show up at the Bolt saplings, but I don't think I'm going to re-roll for her. We'll just grab Kenshin for the emblems. Rachel does not have Flower of War. Kind of regretting not going for the re-rolls on the Fire and Ice saplings at the beginning. Sometimes I forget I can do that. It's alright. If I get real desperate, I can just wait till I get a non-specific emblem tree and just kind of Hail Mary it, but we're only on zone 2, so there's no real need to worry too much. Damage is real low. Two of them? I might need to go for Assemble. A couple things hit me, so I'm almost dead. Let's do that. Don't want to do this run over again. Nope. Where is the next one? I can't see the cursor on screen. Oh, below me? I see him. There you are. Gotcha. Ugh. A little too close. we have Ayane or Lu Lingqi. Both these two have the Flowers of War on them. Guess we take Ayane, might slot her in for one of the other characters if her tactics are active first. I guess I'll take the recommended formation for now. It won't really matter who's on my team until I have Ryza. Then I need to start building or slotting everyone in deliberately. For now, it doesn't matter since we're just going whoever we've got on the team. Alright, Demon Bird. Decent damage. Got it. Okay, now I'm gonna pray to RNGesus. We get one of the summon cooldowns. Nope. Wow, it's actually pretty bad pull. We don't want this one. King Cauldrons we can still use to buy heroes if we need to. Oh, none of these are really that good. I guess defense, just to tank up a little. I've never really found the bow of Yang Yoji that useful. I guess if you're using a character that can hit a really wide range, it wouldn't be bad, but I guess let's take the defense. It's actually probably the worst series of pulls for the way I'm trying to set my team up. Okay, summon cooldown 20%. Yeah, I'll take that. Alright, now at this point we need to just be stacking on fire and then hoping we get Rise on a reroll. If I get through zone 3 without getting a chance to roll for her, that's going to be a bit more of a problem. I need to remember how mobile the hyper attacks are. Go elemental damage. At least get this to 18 so we get a good chance for burns. Let's check out Cauldron. Let's see if I can buy a formation that'll get me shield on assemble too. I think at zone 3 maybe Butterfly has a chance to show up. But I don't know if we can get Tortoise Shell, but that doesn't really help. Okay, that's good. We'll save for another one in the future. That did get us Protective Star, though. I actually don't know if the Protective Star procs burn, and if it does, if it causes his cooldown. So find out. Enemies. This is a skill tree. All right, let's work on maxing out Flame. Boost Musou too. Okay, here's an ice tree. Gonna be, I don't know if there's a greater or lower chance, but I'm gonna try and reroll for Ryza here before we get further. This is gonna be a bit of a gamble, but let's see if I get lucky. Since she's fire and ice, I believe she has an equal chance to show up in the pool. I can actually check before I burn a bunch of rerolls trying to get her here. I don't think there's a statistical difference. Okay, let's see. Available heroes are 3. Yep, there she is. Time to pray. Not great. Oh, man. Wow, that's lucky. Okay, we went all the way down to nothing. 3 rerolls left. Okay. Now I need to reconfigure my team. We will put Ryza on slot 1. Swap her with Ayane. Let's see who else has an active ability. None of these 3. Okay. Put Ina here. And for you, we'll put you here. Okay. So now I don't want to use the auto one because it's going to automatically reshuffle based on what the computer thinks the best configuration is. So now we don't want to do that. We do get Protective Star level 2 though, so that's good. Alright, let's see what our overall count is if we summon Ryza on speed. So 10 seconds plus 20, 30 seconds total. If we get the next upgrade for Charm for summon duration, that's 50%. So that should be like 4 seconds and 15. But one thing to consider with Naomasa is every time we burn an enemy, a single enemy, it's going to knock off 2 seconds. So the actual cooldown skills might not even matter. We'll find out. Now I get to practice going Hyper 1. Hyper 1 says triangle, square, L1 for the quick summon to get her on. Oh, it's 20, so it'd be 10. Okay. Now I gotta change the way I play because we want her on the board as quickly as possible, as fast as possible. Okay, it's not back to back, so we can't spam it infinitely, but you can see that the cooldown is getting knocked down considerably fast. Just if I swing and I burn enemies. If we get really lucky on the third zone boss and we get one of the cooldown skills, then we're pretty much locked in. Okay, one of the sisters might be an upgrade. Let's see. Yeah, I can swap her in for Shangjiang. Or if I get a Bolt Tree, I can try and get Sophie if I get really lucky. Yeah, actually, if we get lucky with burn procs, it's pretty close to back to back. You can get that upgraded to the point where you're just doing nothing but summoning constantly. I have done that before. And damage gets pretty nutty. We can test how effective it is against Tamahami. Oh. I don't know how fast burns proc on bosses. We'll see. Yeah, I don't think burns re-proc. I think they have to wear off. Actually, I don't know. If we had the cooldown a little bit lower, I could essentially not even worry about Assemble and just spam summons. But even with the way it is now, it's pretty good damage. No, let's see if I get really lucky. Red hair Matsukaze would be nice, but no. Wow, I think this might be the worst series of treasure rolls cross a run I've seen yet. All three treasures, not super great choices. I guess we can take the re-rolls. Maybe try and get Sophie. Yeah. None of these help our team build. None of them help our damage. That's unfortunate. Okay, I do have to be careful not to take damage. I'm not really built to tank damage effectively, but if we just get our summons out, it should nuke everything before I have to really worry about getting boxed in. Just worry about getting enough burns, reset cooldown, resummon, reset cooldown, etc. I'm going to try next wave after this one. I'm just going to not attack and see if my protective stars are proccing burn, because if that's the case, I just need to move around enemies. I don't even need to worry about it. Okay, let's see if we can get a formation with a shield. Oh, there's two of them. This butterfly's the best. Oh, there's Sophie. That's lucky. Yeah, we got more than enough. But we need more Bolt emblems to activate her Law of Perfusion. Two more. Two more in 6 floors. That's going to be a little tricky. But let's try. First we'll put Sophie on the team. I think we can get 2 more. 2 Bolt emblems. I might have to burn all of the rest of my rerolls, but should be able to do it. I think if we can do that and get the last couple charm upgrades and get 50% cooldown, then we have infinite spam. Find out, because we're close. Oh, I was going to test it without attacking. Yep, I can see the countdown going. I don't even need to bother attacking. I'll just walk around. That makes it easier. What gets really nutty with this particular type of build is if you can get the cooldown far enough so that it basically just never goes on cooldown no matter what you do, you can have multiple instances of your entire summon party out at once. It won't matter. Every time you throw Ryze's summon skill, it'll just summon duplicates of all your characters. I've had some that have longer animations where there's like 3 separate groups of the entire cast just blowing stuff up on the map. It's pretty funny. There's the first one. Two more. It definitely is slowing down a bit, just with all the stuff on screen, but it's not completely tanking the frame rate down to like 5. Well, it already is running a lot better than it does on the Switch for this particular type of summon spam. I'll bet it would be even better if I wasn't running the model. Okay, this gets us 1. Need 1 more, and then we're gold. Being able to summon spam like this does pretty well in the bonus modes too. You can absolutely demolish the boss enemies as long as you just keep throwing like your summons out. Oh, let's see, we have to reroll for 1 more bolt to get Sophie. Oh, okay, that works. Chengong. Okay, so that activates Sophie's special skill, her unique tactic. So now if we go summon Ryza, how low does that get the summon cooldown? 1 and 4? Okay. I'm pretty sure that's going to be almost back-to-back infinite. That's what we need. If I had either Matsukaze or Red Hair, then I'm pretty sure that would be back-to-back infinite, but it's only a couple seconds, it doesn't matter. I think what I'm limited by is my evade cooldown to cancel out of the animation. Hey, first time chat from Kree saying all the flowers shall bloom. I take it you're a Warriors Abyss player and you've seen the Ryza summon spam before. In which case, welcome. I guess could have gone Musou. I am showing off the summon spam build for the first time here on stream. So I don't have Naomasa fully upgraded. I'm on T3. And it took me all the way to Zone 4 to finally get everything in place. I think I got Ryza at the beginning of the zone, at the end of Zone 3. So not exactly the best RNG luck, but either way, we got it. Now I just need to work on... Let's see. Does anybody else's tactic need to be activated? Kree guy says KG Maeda is also Flower 4 too. Yeah, so is Muneshige Tachibana, Ginchio's husband. Couldn't tell you why, but it's all good. Oh, there we go. That'll tell me. Hers is active. Hers is active. Ina's isn't. Oh no, it is. It's just not upgraded. Hers is active and upgraded. Hers is active and upgraded. It's just Ina. Okay, I guess we can go max out Charm. Rally. Attack defense 3% for each hero, max 150%. Tree guy says, yeah, that dude was presented as her betrothed reverse engagement. Yeah, I think historically, they got divorced and then she split and went off somewhere else later on. I need to build Ginchio next. or Ursoon. She's one of my favorite characters from Samurai Warriors. Where we are in this particular playthrough, I was explaining to chat, since this is the second time I've streamed Warriors Abyss, I played through a good 100-something hours of this game on Switch before I switched over to PC. And I had everything unlocked and was working on builds there, and then when they added Void and all the stuff in the recent update, it was not running super great, and especially summon spam builds and whatnot, so I decided to play through it again on PC, so one, I could share it with my community here, and also so that it could run at not 2 frames a second on some of the crazier modes. So this will be a good test. So far, even with all the summon spam, I'm not noticing it dropping down significantly in the broadcast. Since I have to run a VTuber model at 62, it does push things a bit. I can hear my fans going, but if I wasn't doing that, it would be probably running uninterrupted. The main focus of today's stream is to experiment around with some new characters I haven't been playing. I've been using Hayabusa to do the majority of my grinding and unlocking, and I haven't gotten max cumulative level yet. Stuff do 7 more, I think I said, on the training missions. That's a lot of damage. Going into boss floor, I don't think the Bloodthirsty and Veteran Warriors are really going to give us any trouble. Fortunately, I don't have to fight one of them since we're on T3. But, Kree guy, since clearly you play this game, have you beaten the secret traversal level 6 yet? I was explaining what that was earlier as well. I haven't tried it. I just cleared T6 on the save with Hayabusa. I heard it's pretty difficult. Alright. Look at that shield go. That's pretty nutty. Well, it's only T3, but still, even the shields just melt instantly. We have butterfly formation, so I don't really need to spend money to upgrade to 8 gates. It's just vigor for range and the attack boost. Speed? Kree guy says I'll try it out. Strength bubble build. I haven't heard of a strength bubble build. Who to use that for? Which character? Okay, let's go fight Goma. This should be a cakewalk. Not only is this guy a giant target, but he's relatively slow. As long as I don't get hit by the nukes. Yup. It's phase 1. I guess it's a little tougher since if he's already burned, I don't know if the the orbs and my hits are going to reproc burn again, but it won't matter. The cooldown's so fast. Tadakatsu jumping around at charge 3. Tadakatsu is strong. There he goes. I could save this record since this is my first clear with Naomasa. It's not super optimized, but I'll bet we could get decently far on Void or Depths if we used it. But the bonus multiplier on T3 would be much lower, but I could still save it for now. It's a good place to start. Okay, final stats. Level 35, 62 in attack. The basic character stats don't really matter. It all comes down to the summon skills. And the treasure did us really no favors. If only we had Matsukaze or red hair. Oh well. Could still save it. I'll put it here. We're not using this one. Maybe we'll go into Void or Depths later. I kind of want to test out my one T6 clear with Hayabusa. Florida beat 17. I've done it once since I got that clear. That must be why it says that. Still have so many unique weapons. And a couple more treasures that I haven't picked. Yeah, I'll get them eventually. Okay, let's go. This one would have been a good one to have cleared before I did that last run. I could have had the charm bonus. Record of Sin would have made it a little bit faster. I'm going to take Hayabusa in here and just try and clear this one quickly. I'll get on T5. I know on my original playthrough on Switch, I actually was using Hayabusa for summon spam builds, and then I learned about Naomasa's skill synergy with getting a bunch of characters on screen at once. I think his skill set's better than Hayabusa's, even though Hayabusa probably stat-wise has a bit more comfort in his kit, since he can get all of the vigor and speed bonuses, but I like building him for just direct damage, and the summons are kind of just secondary support. That's fine. We want to go vigor and skill plus random element based on whatever RNG throws. Yeah, it should max his cumulative level out. I think it's going to be 620 after I clear this training one. Here we go, Bolt. Kind of crazy going from a character with 0 cumulative levels to one that's almost completely maxed out. That and Hayabusa has a really high speed stat in general. Should allow us to clear this particular training run less than 30 minutes. A lot of drops for wisdom emblems. Yep, guess we're going Bolt. Kree guy says made Jurong look good when I used to stream as her. I bet she works pretty well with like high speed, high skill, and all the fire damage. I don't think I have the weapon for her. RNG has not been super kind to me for getting just the random drops for weapons on runs. I think the most I've seen on one run, the entirety of my time playing the PC version, was getting like 3, and then nothing since then. Used up all my luck in one shot. Guy shouldn't be any trouble. Don't want to get hit though. I don't know if it's the experience for other people in this game, but I find that the kind of DPS check to see if your build is really tracking is the third boss, the Tamahami. The Oni and the bird aren't too bad, but I usually find like it seems like its HP pool for the third zone boss is higher. But if you have your team built well, it won't matter, especially on T5 and lower. T6, if you don't have your damage kind of dialed in by the time you hit the third boss, you'll definitely see it. Yeah, I guess I can go summon cooldown. Where was these two drops in my last run? The summon span team. I couldn't even get one. No Matsukaze or red hair. Yeah, exactly. Like Three Guy says, doubt you'll see another dual mount appear. Can you get the treasures to respawn in future runs, or is it just one and done? Is it roll from a different pool each time you hit floor 1, 2, and 3, or like could they the mounts show up again in this boss floor? I've never really paid attention. Okay, we need offense skills. Where are my offense skills? Now it's giving me lots of charm. Yeah, alright. I believe the record of sin that I've got on Hayabusa is the speed one still. Yeah. That's 1% for every speed emblem. One run I did previously, I think I got up to like 30 something speed emblems, which is just straight plus 30% attack. It's not bad. There we go. I want the range. And I also want the shockwaves on normals for level 18 vigor. Let's see if I get lucky. I'll go Muso. Hayabusa's Muso is another example of the difference in playing this game on Switch. I didn't realize how fast that Muso is supposed to be, since it does not go that fast when you throw it on the Switch version. It goes considerably slower, almost like a slideshow when there's a lot on screen. Take you out. See, if they announced that the Switch 2 version of this game was going to be upgraded to be able to run at a consistent 60, I don't have a Switch 2, but if I was going to get one, I would consider paying for the upgraded version of the game, since these types of Muso games and or roguelites, I like to play on the go because they're grindy, but not if they run like garbage. Alright. We're only at skill vigor 5. Not getting super lucky with the RNG. We didn't even have the entire combo set unlocked. I like Hayabusa's C3. When that's fully upgraded, you can use it to just clear out whole waves of enemies that will go across the screen. Where's the door? Yep. .11 speed. Oh, game just said you're gonna get more charm trees. It's nothing but charm. Okay, take skill. Oh yeah, that's why I'm getting nothing but charm trees. This is the training mode for it. That's okay. Ideally, we could have taken Naomasa in here, did summon spam again, but I think I'll actually be able to do it faster with Hayabusa. Just the fact that he's stronger, more upgraded rather. I wonder when the next content update is going to be for Warriors Abyss. I know on the 31st, or the 1st of the month, they had a minor balance tweak update. But I've been checking the subreddit every other day or a couple times a week to see if anyone's posted news about the next major content update, which characters are going to add next, or if there's any major mode or gameplay tweaks coming. Personally, I'm hoping they get the Warriors Orochi characters in here. But realistically, since last group of characters was the Ninja Gaiden crossover ones, we're probably more likely to see the Dynasty or Samurai faction characters get added, since there's still tons of them left. Dead. I guess I can test my question from the previous round. If any of the mounts show up again, then that'll answer my question. But I think I'm going to go four-wheel chariot, just because Hayabusa's got lots of speed. Still pretty good damage though. I should check my damage total right now. There we go. That should be... Yeah, that's all the moveset unlocked. That move is nice. It goes considerable distance across the screen, so if you kind of just follow it, you can chain enemies with it and clear out big chunks of dudes all at once. Oh, attack's not really that high. Zone 3, we're not even at 3k yet. If I had more of the vigor upgrades, it would be higher, probably closer to 4. See if we can get him for the boss. Sweet, crystal beads are good. Maybe I'll use them on this sapling since this is a gold one and not a dedicated charm. Maybe I'll get lucky. Yeah, beads are like winning the lottery. I haven't been able to figure out through anyone's research or if anyone's found it in-game listed anywhere, but I swear there's a chance to get bead as drops from either the elite enemies or the bosses, because every once in a while I'll be playing through a run and then I'll just pick up a bead somewhere, but it won't tell me, which tells me it's probably a drop from one of the enemies. I'd be curious to know which ones have a statistical chance to drop, or if it's just anyone that's not just a regular mook. And that's got to be unique to the non-special modes, because I've never seen beads drop in Void or Depths. Well, let's see. I'm gonna be smart with what we get here. Speed is fine, but let's see if we can get... Oh. Tadakatsu's good. Hey, Lava's here. What's up, Lava? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Kree Guy says, how high do you normally have your combo at regularly? I don't pay attention to it that closely, but on some of the later difficulties, it's usually in the thousands. And then it resets. Lava says, no, not Tadakatsu, go for the other guy. Have you seen this game before, Lava? I know I've only streamed it once before today, but have you seen Warriors Abyss? Okay, let's burn some of our crystal beads and see if we can get some other useful stuff. Lava says, I'm pissed because mobile Twitch always goes verified. It's annoying because sometimes I'm trying to interact with Wazi. Ah, I see. Oh, Lava says, I play Warriors. Do you play this particular Warriors game? We might have talked about Muso before. And Kree Guy says, combo effects, drop rate of beats. I did not know that. That's really good to know, Kree Guy. I will have to prioritize keeping the combo high if that's what determines the drop rate of beads. That's pretty good. Lava says, every time it happens I have to use my laptop to log on so I can chat. Ah, I see. Well, I'm glad you're here hanging out. This game is very different from the regular Muso games, but I like it a lot. As a person who likes to mess around with builds, okay, that got us some base speed upgrades. That's good. A couple more and on vigor, and we should get range or attack next. Range is up at 16. Okay, Samurai Warriors Dynasty, Orochi Pirate. and Gundam. This game is more like Vampire Survivors with Musou type combat. I played the first Gundam Warriors. It's been forever. Yeah, it's a roguelite. Not really roguelike because your complete progress doesn't reset. You have meta progression and you unlock permanent upgrades for characters. So that's what makes it more like something like Halls of Torment or Vampire Survivors. And we play a lot of roguelite games here on the channel. So I figured this one would be a good one to play through. So we'll be streaming this one off and on for the foreseeable future, especially as new content comes out. I was telling Cree Guy in the chat, I played through all of the unlocks of this game on Switch, but it started running like garbage towards some of the later difficulty stuff, so we're here on Steam where it runs considerably better. But the synergy for building your teams has to do with the different emblems that the characters have. So depending on what you're trying to build in your current run determines which characters you pick from the trees, and then how you put them on your team and what skills they have. And this is an example of the emblems, like Vigor affects attack, range, and a couple other things. You guys says Switch doesn't run much SSD. I found if it's things that have a lot that's going to tax the processing power, which really wasn't an issue till this game, really. I play a lot of stuff on Switch. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with Switch 2. I don't see myself getting one anytime soon, but maybe down the road. Okay, we were going Bolt. Bolt damage, so Yuan Shao. That'll work. Ooh. Zhang Fei? That's two emblems for Vigor and Wind. Baba says I'm not much of an emulator and I'm pissed because I want to try a Gundam game. I haven't made any new Gundam Musou games recently, I don't think. Last one I played was ages ago on maybe 360. Free Guy says Bolt requires Lu Bu and Tachibana. Yep. Actually, I don't think I've gotten either of those two. Bolt elemental damage is kind of just secondary at this point. I think I'd be better served just to focus on maybe getting more speed for the Sin bonus. We'll see. I'm only sort of paying attention because we're kind of on auto for T5 with Hayabusa. Okay, it was PS3 and 360 then. Didn't they put the Musou games up as digital titles on PSN though? Maybe I'm remembering wrong. I did see Lava says F the Shoe Kingdom. I think of the factions, Wei or Jin has the characters I like the most. I don't know. Not really historical, just mostly based on their style. Okay. This gets us range 3. Lava says I hate Shu, especially Ma Chao. F that guy. That guy does not get along with Wang Yi from Wei. Okay, we do have Tachibana. I can put her on here. I think it's because of the auto. The auto's got her slotted out. If we get Lu Bu, then yeah, that's a huge boost to Bolt damage. 10, I'd be able to get to 14. You guys says my cousin loved Machao. Whole spear dance intros. Lava says he killed her husband, but spouts all that justice crap like he's in the right. War crimes. War crimes for days. I think that's just every faction across all of the franchises. See, that's why I like the Warriors Orochi games, even though they're non-canon, of course, because they bring in like fictional deities and stuff. They're just fun. Let's go fight some sort of unknowable evil force, and it's more about just characters interacting with each other than their historical truths. I think that's a bit more fun. Like, I like the history. I studied Japanese history a decent amount, but seeing like Nobunaga on the same team as who was one of his big enemies later on. Insert any one of the people he would have been going to war against, historically accurate, I think is kind of funny. Lava says the Orochi system is okay. I want to play Samurai Warriors 4. I have played all 4 of the ones that were released in the West. I think there was one that didn't get released here, but I don't remember what order it came out in, which one it was. But I know I have 4 on the Switch, and I've grinded that game a ton. But they need to get the Orochi characters here. Some fun ones in there. And then some of like the Greek deities, the Norse deities. I don't know if those games are really that popular, but they should totally just keep going and then do like Hindu deities or like Celtic deities and just keep going. Then bring in characters from the more recent Musou games. Why not? Make it like the Smash Brothers and Musou titles. I remember, was it Warriors Orochi 3 that had the kind of random generated dungeons with the crazy high damage multipliers? I don't remember, it's been a while since I played 4. But one of them had some pretty difficult stuff that they introduced in the bonus modes. And it would scale like at a really, really exponential pace. And you just try and last as long as possible. Krieg, said OG Orochi was cinematic, especially the true endings. It was like finding the inverted Castlevania. Man, that was such a long time ago, but yeah, for sure. And Lava says Warriors is niche at best, and the Orochi games are even more niche. Yeah, I know. Which is kind of cool that a game like Abyss is actually getting some attention, because it came out of nowhere. They shadow dropped it earlier in the year after like a Nintendo Direct or something. But no one knew anything about this game, and like the Musou people were pretty surprised. And then all of the roguelite people who also played Musou games were like, well, that's just the best of all worlds. Win-win. But the fact that it's getting a lot of after-release support from Tecmo Koei is encouraging. This game has been more supported than Monster Hunter Wilds, which is pretty funny to me. As a person who really likes Monster Hunter Wilds, the content updates to this game, a much smaller title for a fraction of the price too, like half the price, less than half, has gotten more additional content than the latest Monster Hunter game. Oh, are the teams developing the Dynasty Warriors and the Samurai Warriors split? I didn't know that. I think the team that's working on this is a specific one, though. I read something about the dude that's running development for Warriors Abyss. He's a big fan of this genre of like roguelites, which is probably why it's been getting such... Ooh, can max out vigor. Do that. Which is why it's been getting so much support. Which is making, because Lava King mentioned it, the Origins people were pretty salty because the DLC, I think, just got announced at the 25th anniversary. Versus this game, which is much smaller on the radar, has been getting a lot more content up till now. So I could see why they'd be bothered by that. I will leave it the way it is. Lava said, maybe, I don't know, but adding more gods to Orochi is not going to be easy since Hindu gods will cause controversy. Yeah. Yeah. It depends on what they do. I mean, look at SMT. They have all the deities in SMT, and they do fine. Oh, I thought we were on zone 4. We're actually only on 3. Yes, I know it's a totally different company, but... You know, it just depends on how you treat the subject matter. Or, you know, they could go even more obscure and go for, like, Mayan gods or deities, since no one's going to complain about that. Okay, this is our last treasure upgrade. Yeah. Boy. I really did burn all my luck at the beginning of this run. I guess I'm going to go re-rolls. Maybe in the last tier we can get some good stuff. Not super great. I'm going to go on a limb and say that there's no chance, at least I've never seen it that I can remember, for the treasures to repeat in the re-rolls on floors 1 through, or zones 1 through 3. Can't prove it. I don't know if anyone's ever figured it out, but I think if you get a choice, then it's going to re-roll a different set for each successive boss. But I don't know. A lot of people have been saying, give us the ability to re-roll the treasures. That would be fantastic. Even if it's just one per run, that would eliminate situations like I ran into in the last run with the summon spam build. We could have re-rolled for Matsukaze or Red Hair. That would have been... Oh, whoops, I didn't want to do that. We're maxed already. But it's fine. I guess we want... I should be re-rolling for skill. Get that element on all normals perk. That's 14, I think. My overall DPS goes up pretty significantly when we max out Vigor. I didn't really explain it, but when I got that upgrade, my regular normal inputs shoot shockwaves now, which have the same, I think it's the same damage multipliers as every other hit. So if we get the ability to add element, then the bolt procs will also be added to that. Maybe I should have taken the ice one to roll for skill. Probably pay attention a little more. It'd be a shame to end the entire run with like 30-something unspent rerolls. Free Guy says, then the switch melts. Yeah, I had that problem, not as much because I only started messing around with maxed out Vigor on this save. But I think a couple times I got that unlocked because I was using Hayabusa. He gets that bonus. And when you've got the screen full on some of the other extra modes, more so than this, and you're shooting everything across screen, everything's proccing, and you have multiple bosses on screen, then I can feel the switch, since I play in handheld, just turning into a space heater in my hands. And you get a nice, neat little slideshow and every time you throw a Musou. What are we at for charm? Or we're not close to maxing it yet. Okay. We got 41 rerolls. Let's see if we can get some skill. Or maybe I should even see if there's any in the rotation. Nope, we've already recruited the ones that have the skill charm combination. Alright. Charm Musou it is. Or Bolt. Oh. No shield formation. I'm gonna wait. Oh, there's Lu Bu. Look at him. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I usually like getting the shield formations just because I don't have to worry about damage whenever I throw a symbol. Okay. We'll wait. We're gonna get at least one more cauldron after we beat the 4th zone bosses. But yeah, we can get Lu Bu. Let's see. Speed is pretty close to maxed. We can do that here. And we'll save the rest for another cauldron. Or if we go at the end of zone 4. Peerless Lu Bu's, that skill's already active. We have him and Tachibana, so I think we're pretty gold on bolt damage now. Should probably prioritize getting more bolt. 3.4 million total team power. In fact, that's another reason to get... Oh, no. I was going to say to get that skill buff that puts element on. I think I have it already. After I bought all of those heroes at the cauldron, because my shockwaves turned color. Now they're yellow for the bolt element. So I think we're good there. It's pretty high damage output, actually. We're actually killing the enemies faster than they can spawn. We'll do a run in depths after this. Or we'll do void, actually, not depths. Kind of want to test out that summon spam build. I guess flame. No, we can get skill here. Oh yeah, I did already pass 14, so attack speed 3, that's nice. If we look at the chart, I keep jumping over here. I should probably explain this since Lava hasn't seen this before. This chart here shows me how far along the different emblem upgrade trees I'm at and what I'm unlocking next. So at 16 we get attack speed 3, which is pretty good. If we can get it up to 18, it's attack power for all attributes by 50%, which is just more damage. So we shall see if we can get up that high. Prioritize bolt. Hayabusa has 10% attack speed every time he dodges for 10 seconds. So with level 3, it's kind of hard to see because I'm buried in guys, but look how fast he attacks. You see the shockwaves just melting everything. That's what's gonna murder the frame rate more than anything else. Ooh, we had Zhuge Liang. How far are we on Musou? We can get consecutive hits, recover health, regen. That's not bad. Or we can get one on skill. Then we're one away. Normally, I would just get this guy by default. Having 2 wisdom emblems is really nice, but we also get protective star. Okay, let's try and max skill. Oh, we got a crystal bead at some point. Even better. Let's see, do we want Kenshin? Yeah, Kenshin's pretty good too. I should put him on the team. Let's see who he can slot in for. It's going to be an upgrade. Definitely not Ginshio or Lu Bu. Oh, maybe not. His skills are good though. Alright. Maybe when we get a new formation. Oh, this isn't a great position to be in. Okay, Tears of Blood. Let's see, knowing what Kriegai was mentioning earlier about the total multiplier affecting drop rate of beads, that's going to be something that I'll probably be able to benefit from more now for the last few floors, because I have the shockwave ability. So in theory, we should be able to get our combo multiplier into the several thousands before we hit the end of the stage. I wonder what the thresholds are for the bead drops. Is it like 5,000, 10,000? We're at 6,000. For that matter, does the hit count affect the drop rate of the free skill orbs too? That was another thing I was wondering. Like that, where we get the free orbs on the board before we get to the saplings. Ooh, 5k. Hey! Wow, that's lucky. Skills maxed out. Kriegai says, I was once chased by a mini-boss. Kept the combo going instead. Okay, so you ran around just keeping the combo up while the mini-boss was on the board. Did you get multiple drops for like the crystal beads for doing that? Okay, we're going in for the Zone 4 boss. That's an interesting idea. Just one bead. Oh, still better than nothing. Okay, this is the Lu Bu variant of the warriors. We have to fight 2 of them. But the overall damage output is pretty nutty, even without maxed out Bolt. Like it completely disintegrated his shield. We'll be able to kill him in one assemble though. But might be able to get close as long as he doesn't jump. Next up, Veteran Warrior. This is the demon version of Tadakatsu. I think his moveset's a little bit easier to deal with. It still hits pretty hard with all those ranged strikes. Oh, did we hit no cooldown on summons? I think we did. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Technically we have a summon spam build, and I wasn't even trying to get that. Probably because we maxed out on charm, or close to maxed out. I should probably put Lu Bu on first slot. His summon ability is pretty strong. Hideyoshi's alright. Maybe we'll do that for the fight against Goma. Test that out. Gotcha. Okay, last cauldron. What do we need? I guess we can... Oh, we're only at 10. 10 charm. I guess bolt. So we'll see what they give us. First off, let's get shield formation. Just to be safe. Don't need skill. Muso is fine. Charm. Okay. Guess we're getting these 3. Butterfly is not the most optimized since we didn't build for fire damage, but it's more for the attack speed, movement speed, attack speed up, and the shield. And we'll switch you and you. Oh yeah, we are on summon spam, infinite summon spam. Guess we'll see how effective that is against the final boss. Oh boy, I'll get hit by that. That's pretty good damage. I don't know if it's better than me just spamming on the normals and the shockwaves. Might be a little bit more burst damage. That was almost enough to one-shot. Almost. I think if we had maxed out speed emblems and the cooldown was essentially infinite, then I could just do C1, summon, speed summon, evade cancel, speed summon, evade cancel, because the cooldown would be pretty much instant, but not quite. I don't remember what we got speed, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't 18. Could be wrong. Let's see, we're gonna get him down to about a quarter. Respectable. Break a shield, then we go Lu Bu summon spam for the win. Yup. It's actually a pretty good run. I was tempted to... Maybe I'll save this into one of my empty slots for the records. Oh, we'll see. Final stats for this run, T5. Oh no, I can't save it because it's a training. Never mind. But it's not bad. That would be a pretty decent record to save. We were at maxed out speed at 20. 5K is pretty good attack. I think if I wanted to clear T6 without being stuck there for like an hour and a half, we'd want around 6K plus. But 25 vigor. This one took a little bit longer, 47.52. But we also get first completion rewards, and we'll get the sin record that lets us have a chance for charm emblems to appear more often. That's a good one to have if you're doing like a summon spam build. So we'll definitely save that. And let's see, what did we unlock? Oh yeah, new weapons. Got a couple of them. Still a lot to go. We got 37 of 119. Let's go. When we're done doing training for now, before we get ready to wrap up, I want to do one void run. I want to test out that summon spam build a bit. Still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more trainings to complete, and then we'll have unlocked the maximum cumulative level. We're at 690 right now. Tops out at 750. Okay. So depths. We'll take our Naomasa clear from T3, which is going to have kind of a lower multiplier, but let's just see how well we do. And also see if my computer catches on fire. It's also good because I'm pretty sure you get cumulative levels for doing the extra modes as well if your character's not already maxed out. We'll find out. I should have checked what Naomasa's cumulative levels were when we finished the last one. It probably would have been 30 something since it's the first time I used the character. Here, bird. Hey, another one. Wow, it gets vaporized instantly. Okay, not bad. Try and clear each floor in less than a minute. As it gets harder, it's going to be more and more difficult, but... Oh, danger zones. I think my record, according to that other save, was 17. I don't know if we'll hit 17 with this particular setup, but we'll try. Goodbye. I guess until the boss enemies become more difficult. We take them out when we see them, since we get some of the soul essence from killing them. That determines how good of a reward we get when we end the mode. Okay, how many rerolls? Oh, I got 33. Okay, well, and I gotta actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Charm is done. I think I need to go speed to get that evasion cooldown 3 up to 16. Yeah, because we're not really building Naomasa for attack. Summon skills, so strength and speed. It's going to be my priority. I probably won't have to think too hard about it. You only get so many trees every floor. It seems like it's every 5 or so. Well, we're on 4, so I don't know if it's random or what, but occasionally we'll get trees to continue to build our team out. Okay, got a Wraith, got a Burb. Wraith. A little bit tough to see. It's all good. Stay right there. I don't know if my mic is picking that up, but my fans are going ballistic right now. It's funny. I think of the bosses, Tamahami is one of the worst in this mode because it teleports around so much. You try and pin it down and just bamf out of range. That and the 2 iterations of the warriors I think are trouble because they have big sweeping attacks and projectiles that can hit from far away, which can be a problem if you're not paying attention. Here. 5. I can hear my fans kick up when everything's super dense and crazy on the field. Then when I clear it and everything is quiet for a minute, then my fans die down and then I go back in and they kick up again. Should probably dust my computer. Now that I think about it, even though this game does push my computer, I think my fans get louder when I play Wilds. Which is not good or bad. I think it's also because I'm running my model at the same time, but at its craziest right now, my fans aren't as loud as when I play Wilds. Which is kind of nutty. Okay, we're at 9 minutes. Floor 6. I don't know how on par we are with the best run I've done so far, but so far so good. Okay, we'll go for strength since there's some summon skills on there. The summon duration boosts under strength are pretty handy for summon spam build. Means our party will stay out longer. It's a big bird. I also don't know in this mode specifically, since you see the boss monsters spawn a lot, if the size of the models has any bearing on the rewards or anything, or if it's just different scaled models just for fun. Oh, that's not what I wanted. The boss enemies are getting tankier though. They're not getting KO'd with one summon. Oh, there's a warrior on the map. See him. Veteran. 2 of them. Oh boy. That is annoying. Oh, there's so many effects going on. It's actually hurting my eyes. Okay. Where are we now? 7 minutes? 6 minutes? 7 minutes, floor 8. Oh, it's 2 big boys. These ones are not going down as easily as the other ones, but once the shield is down, it's not too bad. Being able to catch the bosses when they're in that weakened yellow state briefly, break the shields faster. That'll help. Ugh. Bloodthirsty warrior. Great. Moving on. If I can get around 30k in Soul Essence, that should give me a chance to get some decent rewards. But I don't know if that'll get me rare 5 books. Let's find out. Down. Tomahawk's down. Was that giving like 500 for each one? Under 5 minutes. All right. Treat. Nice. All right. Still want to prioritize speed. Yeah, I think speed. If we get speed, I don't think we'll get speed 16 this run, but that would be ideal. Hey, did you grab me? Rude. Hey, grab me again. Because Bloodthirsty Warrior's model is so much smaller. I have to look for the nameplate. Kind of blends in with all the other enemies. It's harder to see. I see you now. Oh, there's two of them. Yeah, you can kill the weaker of the two. Nope, we're gonna hit 15. Okay, under 3 minutes. Moving on to 11. That's pretty respectable. Pretty close to hitting 30k in essence. Maybe one more floor? One or two more floors? Boy, it's a lot of stuff on screen. One bird. Two birds. Bloodthirsty Warrior. Garbage on screen. And we have a bot. Well, first one of the night. Be gone. Did I not get a shield formation in the last run? Doesn't seem like it 'cause I'm getting hit. Huh. Let me double check what I have slotted in. No, that's the default one. Did I switch my formation? Okay. I don't think it's as effective to use Assemble since it animation locks you if you throw the Super Muso. You lose like 10 seconds. No, that can't be right. Did I not ever switch to Butterfly? Well, it doesn't matter because I've been using Assemble, but remember that if I rerun this again. I think we're gonna probably end on 12. We'll see. I'm gonna just ignore the bosses and try and get as many kills as possible. But we're under a minute. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done here. We did pass 30k in total soul essence though. But I don't think the rewards are gonna be super great. This was a T3 clear. I will see, maybe we'll get something good. Still get Karma Embers for beating or ending a run. It won't be a total wash. Time to die. $31K total. I think that last 1.6K or so, that's a bonus for our traversal level. 8,800, better than nothing. Okay, here are the records of sin we got. Permanent upgrade, books we can equip. Wow. Not great. I don't think there's anything good here. Maybe if we had some decent rank 4s, but nah. Okay. We need to get like a T5 or T6 clear. When I did this with Hayabusa to test and I got to 17, that gave pretty decent rewards. I think I had several 5s, right, rare 5 books. But we can test and see. Did he get levels? He did. I think it gives you the delta from wherever you start. I don't know, because we ended at 50. So I think it gives you a chunk of wherever you finish and adds it to cumulative. So that's good. I'll bet if we got a higher traversal clear file and we ran through, we get more of a bonus. Okay. Overall, not bad. Picked up some new unique weapons. Got to test out a really early version of a summon spam build. Like I was explaining to the chat earlier, once we have a lot of these Flowers of War characters fully transcended, then it'll make that setup even more powerful. But I need to go and see all the Flowers of War. There's quite a few. I think it would bankrupt me if I were to upgrade them all now. But that will be something for a future session. I think we will call it there. Now let me go see who is online that we can raid. Was anybody else playing Warriors Abyss? There are some people playing this. I don't normally see a lot of people streaming this one. Let's see. Okay, I don't know this particular person. Afroman. But looks like they're running through Runs in Abyss, so we can go ahead and we'll see how things are going over there. So let me go ahead and mute this. We'll go to outro. And we will call that a session for today. We should be back, assuming work doesn't interfere with my schedule, on Thursday for a drawing stream. And then Raido Remaster should be this weekend on Saturday. Remember what my schedule is. Yep. So we'll be back in a couple days. In the meantime, thanks to all the folks who came and hung out. It was fun doing some more grinding and running through Warriors Abyss. I'll be continuing to stream it off and on. I don't know if it'll be every single week, but in the meantime, hope everyone has a good rest of your evening or day, wherever you're at. And we'll catch you in the next one. Now let's go see how the Warriors Abyss grind is going over on Afroman stream. Catch you folks later.